Hi guys, welcome to another video. I'm really excited for this one, as you can tell by the title. We are reading ONYX Storm. I've literally just finished reading Iron Flame, like literally just now. I don't know why, but that Iron Flame gets me so much. I literally bored like a baby at obviously the ending, but specifically the ending with her mum. Well, I'm not trying to spoil. Actually, this is a full spoiler vlog, so if you're watching this, you've probably read Iron Flame as well. The part where her mum died, I couldn't. And so, yeah. I'm now gonna be starting ONYX Storm. Oh my god. I didn't even realise that. That's beautiful. So yeah. Oh, let's put it on the same side. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting ONYX Storm, which I'm really excited about. To the ones who don't run with the popular crowd, the ones who get caught reading under the desks, and the ones who feel like they never get invited, included, or represented, get your leathers. We have dragons to ride. Oh my god, I love it. What's this? Second Squad, Flame Section, 4th Wing, Imogen, Quinn, Rhiannon, Sawyer, Riddick, Sloan, Arik, Evelyn, Baylor, Katrina. Okay. Bypassing the map. Oh, transcribed by Justina Newark, curator of the Scribes, curator of the Scribe Quadrant at Basgiath War College. All events are true, and names have been preserved to honour the courage of those fallen. May their souls be condemned to Malik. So yeah, I'm not going to start reading this right now, because I've got uni in it, and for some reason, I'm going to be reading it later tonight, but I need a break from that. I literally stayed up till yesterday, till like 11 o'clock at night, reading Iron Flame, and I finished this today. I just need a little break from that. I can't just jump into another book straight away after reading one book. So I'm going to take a little break because I've got uni in like an hour. I need to catch a train anyway, and then I'll come back at the end of the day and start reading this. But I do want to read the first sentence. So, recovered correspondence of General Augustine Melgren to His Majesty King Tari. Securing Basgiath and the wards has come at a great cost, including General Soringill's life. Strategy must adjust. It is in the realm's best interest to ally with poor Meal, even temporarily. And the first sentence is, where in Malik's name is he going? I hurry through the tunnels beneath the quadrant, trying to follow, but night is the ultimate shadow, and Zayden blends seamlessly into the darkness. Okay. The writing is very small, I just realised that now. I read 4th Wing and Iron Flame, both on my Kindle, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to read this on my Kindle. I also listened to it on an audiobook, because the audiobook is absolutely amazing. The audiobook. But the writing is really small, so I don't know if I might try and get this on my Kindle. Because, wow. But yeah, I just wanted to intro this. I'm very excited. I'm very much in the reading mood. I'm very excited to read and get this book. Also, as a complete, like, doesn't make any sense, but I want to share this. I got Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is sort of like a mini haul, and Phantasma, and I'm really excited to read these. I don't know, I'm just in a very big reading mood. And yeah, also, I recently read Bedtime by Frederick Bachman. Absolutely loved it. Rated it 4.75 stars. If you wanna see my reaction to this, then my TikTok, which is linked down below. This is gonna be like a TikTok vlog. I am continuing the series, and I'm probably going to film me continuing the series on YouTube. But the first book, the first thing of me reading this is on TikTok, and it's non-spoiler. But yeah. So, I'm very excited to read this. Let's go. Welcome to the video. Let's catch up. I'm currently on chapter 14. Professor Ryzen. What? What is this dynamic gonna be? I'm actually crying. I keep looking to the viewfinder. Professor Ryzen. Wow. So yeah, not much has happened. But I have gotten spoiled for the book about something that happens with Undana, which I'm really sad about. I hope maybe I got it wrong. But yeah, I'm on chapter 14 currently. Xaden is now a professor. What? He's a professor of... I don't even know. Third class you'll be adding will be a hands-on approach to prepare you for Signet against Signet combat. Do you have rotations? Signet types and the Eastern instruction. Okay. So yeah, to be honest, I don't know why this book has 66 chapters. It has the exact same amount of chapters as Iron Flame, but it feels like it's going by way quicker. I'm already like 20% through the book. I'm listening to it on audiobook as well, and I've currently got 9 hours left on the audiobook, and I feel like it's going by way faster than Iron Flame went. Iron Flame went by like very slowly, I feel. But I feel like, I don't know. It's got the same amount of chapters. I don't know how many pages it has because I forgot how many pages Iron Flame has, but this has like maybe 500, 600 pages, 500 pages around, just over 500. But yeah, it's going by really fast. The chapters are shorter, which I love. I hate long chapters. These chapters are very short actually, and I'm enjoying reading on the physical book. But I've also got it on my iPad. I was also reading it on my iPad at some point, and I love the audiobooks for this series. I don't know why, but last night I tried to read it without the audiobook, and for some reason I couldn't do it. Like, I think it's because I kept falling asleep because I was very tired. I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't get back to sleep. And I was reading at night, and every time I started reading this book, I started nodding off until I put the audiobook on. When I put the audiobook on, it was easier for me to focus because I didn't need to focus as hard on the words because, well, if you're listening to it on audiobook, you don't need to like focus as much on the words for that reason because you're also, you get what I mean? I just slightly skim over the words because I'm also listening to them, so I know what's going on. But last night when I had to focus on the words more because I was just reading it, I was like, I can't do it. My brain's not there to just read this like with no audiobook. So I did end up listening to the audiobook, and I like the audiobook for this series. I think I've listened to the audiobook for every one of the books, so I really like it. And I got these 2 new bookmarks that my boyfriend got me. This one says, "Lost in a book, please do not disturb," and it's like a little like alien thing. It reminds me of Down Bad by Taylor Swift. And then I've also got this other little bookmark, which is a little panda that says "Need more books," and it's so cute. And yeah. But yeah, there's not much going on other than they're trying to find the 7th breed of the dragons. Xaden's our professor. It's like following the same plot of like they never, like in the first book obviously they weren't together because they just met. The second book they were obviously doing that well they weren't there because he lied to her, blah blah. And in this third book now it's back to the will they weren't there because he's technically Venin. So it's like, oh, we can't be together, like not can't be together, but we can't, like I can't lose my control. And I'm like, oh my god, like it's getting played out, guys. Can you just please figure it out? Like, they have the worst luck. I wouldn't say that this is really their fault. It's not really Xaden's fault. But for example, in the second book, that was really starting to get annoying. Specifically Violet, and her, you need to tell me, you're keeping secrets, and like, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not that far into the book, but I what was I was gonna say something. Oh, the Dane situation. Um, I feel like Dane's redemption arc has worked on me. It's like I don't hate him anymore, but at the same time I don't love him. It's like, okay, we can be friendly, but don't get too close. Kind of the way I'm kind of feeling the way Violet feels the way about him right now. Like, he's okay, but it'll never be the same. I didn't like him. I actually hated him, but he's become alright in these books. He's not really in this book much, but yeah, his redemption arc worked at least. I didn't think it was gonna even work, his redemption arc, but it did. And yeah, chapter 14. I'm gonna keep on reading. I don't know when I'm gonna finish this book, but I do know it's probably gonna be way faster than I finish Iron Flame. And I'm really loving it. Like, it's become addictive at this point. Like, I can't stop reading. I love it so much. I love this world. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being 5 stars. Fourth Wing was a 4.75. Iron Flame was a 4.5 because, like I said, it was a bit long. I didn't think Iron Flame needed to be that long. Like, I feel like it was a bit unnecessary for it to be that long. So Iron Flame was a 4.5. And this one, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm, like, literally only a couple chapters into the book, so I can't, like, tell you, but we'll see. Let's do an update now. Okay. Let's do an update now. I've just been to do my nails, and while I was waiting, I was reading. I can't get them in focus. Wait. I did this, like, why isn't it in focus? Okay, I did this, like, polka dot moment with green and pink. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm now on chapter 21. But I highlighted this quote that I absolutely loved. Also, I love Violet in this book. In this book, Violet is such a badass. I love her so much. I feel like it's just amazing. But this quote from Xaden, when we find out that her ex-boyfriend was the prince. Like, excuse me? He says, I'm jealous of the armor that holds you and I can't. The sheets on your bed that caress your skin every night, and the blades that feel your hands. So when the prince of our realm walks into my classroom and starts talking to the woman I love with what can only be considered intense familiarity, and then has the audacity to ask her out right in front of me, naturally, I'm going to be jealous. And he, like, solidly puts him through the wall. He put him through the wall. Let that sink in. Like, what? I'm on chapter 21, like I said. Loving this book. I'll probably get to chapter 30 by today, but we'll see. Mum? What the fuck just happened? My jaw's on the floor. I'm currently reading and listening to it on my iPad. I'm on chapter 34. Are we just literally about to meet Xaden's mum? No bloody way. What the heck? I'm 55% of the way through. This book is just going so fast. I'm loving it. This gives me completely different vibes about Iron Flame. I love Iron Flame still. Like, I really like that book. But this, it's just going so fast. And it's got the same, I don't know. It's just going really fast. I just want to sit here and read. What the heck? Mum. I literally have no words. Oh, and by the way, I just love Andana. She's just so funny. But yeah, oh my god. Wow. Yeah. I'm speechless. That was such a close call. I was about to start bawling my eyes out if anything happened to Riddick. But I thought he was... Riddick... I was literally about to start bawling my eyes out, but... He nearly got stabbed, but it just caught his flight jacket. And Garrick is potentially dying, but we all know Violet's gonna find the cure. Like, that's not even like... I'm not worried about Garrick because she's gonna find the antidote. I'm currently on chapter 37, 60% of the way through the book. I'm moving through this so quickly. But wow, that was a close call. And yeah, going to each of these isles and like learning about like each of the gods, each of the isles and like what they worship, it's just so fun. I'm loving it. Like the last isle they worshipped, I think it was like war maybe or something, and now we're at the isle that like worships knowledge and stuff, which is where they found Zayden's mum, who yeah, and they're still a bunch of dickheads. I think that they worship knowledge and peace, but they just literally try to poison Garrick. So I'm like, how can you worship peace and knowledge after literally poisoning someone and leaving them for dead and like not caring if they die? How is that peaceful? It just makes no sense. I thought that they'd be a bit more, but no. The only person that I'm like, well, I don't really like any of them, but yeah, so we're on the Isle of Wisdom currently. I love going for the Isles and like I'm just really having fun with this adventure because I like how we're not stuck at Basgiath again. The first book and the second book took part mostly in Basgiath, and it was just them going to classes, you know, doing battle brief, doing RCS, doing flight maneuvers, and it was literally just that. And it was a bit like, okay, can we get a new setting, because it's a fantasy book, like I want a new setting, I want some excitement and stuff. So I'm loving this book, and I'm loving the fact that we get to explore the different isles. And because like we have a map at the start, like let's use it, people. Like I don't want to be stuck in one place for too long. And I like how we're now exploring beyond even Erasia, and we're just going to different isles, like looking at the different isles' culture and finding out about that. It's just so fun. I love the adventure and like meeting with the people there and seeing like I just like it a lot more because we're just not, because I like how we're just not stuck in class after class at Basgiath, not really doing anything. I like this mission. At the start it was kind of that. At the start it was, but even then at the start there wasn't any classes because the war had just finished, like literally. So there wasn't any classes or anything, but they were still stuck up as Gaiath, not really doing anything. But then the classes started, but then we went on the mission. So it's like, I like how we didn't spend too much time at Basgiath because we've already spent 2 books there. I needed something new, and this is what I needed from this book. I'm loving it so far. Loving it. Like, really, really much. Like, I still don't know if it's 5-star, because I still don't know if I'm getting that 5-star feeling. I'd have to see until when I finish the book, because I still don't know if I'm getting that 5-star feeling, but I'm enjoying this book way more than I enjoyed Iron Flame. I still liked Iron Flame. I rated like 4.5 stars, which is really good in my rating system, but I'm enjoying this way more because I love everything. And we're 60% of the way through. Still have not found a cure for Xaden, which is getting me worried because I know this is going to be 7 books in the series. This is like the 3rd book, so hold on, I'm not good at maths. This is the third book, so it's 4 more books, right? We've got 3 books. Yeah, 4 more books. And I'm already not going to find the cure for Xaden in this book. I'm already 60% of the way through. And it's still just like the, well, they weren't they, because he can't lose control. I'm like, I love Xaden so much, though. The like, progression that he's done of, like, I feel so bad for him with this thing with his mother now as well, but the progression that he's had from the first book to now is immaculate. I love him. But yeah, I'm gonna carry on reading this. Riddick just scared me for a bit. He can't do that because I absolutely love Riddick. I love you too. She was like panicking, and he was like, he says, understanding softens his eyes, and he wraps his arms around my shoulders, pulling me into a quick but gentle hug. Yeah, I love you too. Stop. Hi guys. Sorry for your noises, that's just, let's take a step back, an overview. I have finished ONYX Storm. That ending is absolutely crazy. This book ends on such a cliffhanger that I'm like, I can't wait 2 years for the next one. This book, I finished reading it today in the morning, like early hours of the morning. I'm like, I've been thinking about it all day. I've watched Larry Reed's explanation of the book, of the ending, about how she thinks that Bodhi is the venom that turned. Because the ending was so confusing, first off. I had to literally reread Xaden's chapter of the ending like twice to be like, make sure it made sense, and even then it still didn't make any sense to me. But she thinks Bodhi is the one that turned, which I totally see that. Garrick, I don't know what the heck Garrick's doing, but I also see that it could have been Garrick that is the one that turned. I also see that. But, oh my god. Xaden and Violet are married, and I hate how we were not there for that experience. How the heck are you going to marry Xaden and Violet and make it completely off screen? That did not just happen. That did not just happen. I need this in a TV show form like right now. I don't even care if it's not the greatest thing ever. I just need to see this play out on screen. So I'm very confused. My theories, because I know there's like loads of theories running around. I definitely agree with Larry that Bodhi is the venom, because hear me out. If Xaden would have went away, the only other person apart from Violet, let's say that they didn't get married, the only other person that would be able to rule Tyrrendor was Bodhi, which is why he was like stay safe, don't go into battle, because if I die, you're the only one who can rule, right? So then and Xaden trusted him with the throne. That's why he said, you're the next in line, you're gonna rule next, so stay safe, because he trusted Bodhi to rule. So I'm saying if Bodhi isn't venom, if Bodhi is still out there alive, able to rule over Tyrrendor, then why would Xaden marry Violet to transfer Tyrrendor over to her if he trusts Bodhi and if Bodhi was alive? So the only logical conclusion is the reason why he married her was because they're technically wife and husband. Tyrrendor is technically hers. She's the queen, so she's the one that who rules it. So then it doesn't go over to Bodhi because she's the queen of it. And the reason why he did that is because he knows that Bodhi's turned venom and Bodhi can't rule Tyrrendor because they're off together being venom, doing venom things. So when she said that, I was like, that completely makes sense. That 100%, 200% makes complete sense of why they married. Oh, that makes so much sense. Because I was very confused and why? And when she said, it's yours, Larry said in her video, by the way, just saying now, you should probably go watch her videos, otherwise it's going to be very confusing, but go watch Larry's videos, because what I'm going to talk about is mainly from her video, and she's a genius, honestly, some of the things I didn't even think about. But when the nurse said, "Don't look for me, it's yours." I obviously went straight to Tyrandor, like that's why they married, so that she can have Tyrandor. And when the birdie point was pointed out, I was like, true. But then she said it could also mean his soul, like his last piece of his soul. He like plucked it out. I feel like the runes has something to do with it, because you know how in the runes they teach you to pluck out your power. What if he did the same thing with his soul? Like, what if he plucked out the last little bit of his soul and then gave it to Violet, and that's what he meant by "it's yours," like Tyrandor and the soul thing, which I also agree with Larry now thinking about it. That totally makes sense as well. And the Garrick thing with the eggs, I don't know what's happening there. I'm not saying I don't agree. I definitely feel like that could be the case, but yeah, I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the eggs. That's very confusing to me. But I definitely agree with that part. What else? I think that the Irids are the ones who created the venom. And that's why they are like the only people who know how to destroy them. They know how to destroy them because they're the people that created them. Like the venom were created like by them. Like, I think so. And that's why they're so devoted to peace, because basically the venom is the opposite of peace. And I feel like since they created them, they sort of had a change of heart, being like, oh my god, what have we done? And ever since then have devoted themselves to peace as sort of like a thing to sort of like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Make up for the fact that they turned them. They like devoted themselves to peace, like we'll never do that again, blah blah. And that's why they are the only ones who know how to destroy them. So yeah. Also, when I was watching Mariana's vlog, because before reading this book, I ran into YouTube shorts of Mariana saying Andana's gone, and I immediately scrolled, and I didn't go on Instagram for weeks after that because I thought I'd just been spoiled the fact that Andana has died, because that's what I thought she meant by Andana's gone. Luckily, it didn't mean she died, it just meant she left with the Irids and she's still alive. Oh my god, I literally was so upset when I saw that. But then, which is completely my fault, but then I was like, oh my god, she's not dead. When the Irid came and I thought she was going to die and she only left, I was like, oh, okay. I was literally waiting this whole book for her to die. I was like in anticipation of, oh my god, she's gonna die. Is it now? Whenever she came on screen and she was in any danger, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be now. It's gonna be now. She's gonna die. But she didn't. So she just left. So I did cry at that part, but I didn't cry as hard because I was expecting her to die. I wasn't expecting her to just leave and come back in a little bit. So I was like, oh my god, at least she's alive. So I didn't cry as hard about that. But oh my god, when Quinn got me, and Mira, that got me as well. I was reading this at my boyfriend's house early in the morning and everyone was asleep, so I didn't want to waken everyone. That's why the clips that I put in probably before this, they were filmed on my phone because I didn't bring my camera with me, so that's why the quality might not be great, because it was filmed on my phone. And I filmed it in the morning and there's no words, there's just my solid reaction of me just like bawling my eyes out, because I couldn't exactly scream and cry and be like, no, because I didn't want to wake anyone up. But yeah, I like woke up straight in the morning. First thing I did when I woke up, finish this book. That's how obsessed I was with this. I flew through this. I don't know when I started this book. It was at the start of this video, or like a day after. So, but it wasn't that long ago. The fact that it took me Iron Flame weeks to read, and it took me this like a mere couple days, is just. And they've got the same amount of chapters. Let's see how many pages it actually has. So this one has like literally just over 520. Let me just put this 520. I do think Iron Flame has more. Yeah, Iron Flame has like 100 more pages. But even then, I loved it so much. And I don't think I have enough clips for this video, to be honest. Because I feel like I filmed like 3 clips and that's it. I don't think I've got many thoughts. And honestly, I recently just got a new book in the mail that I'm also wanted to read, and is also a very anticipated read for me, because it's one of the most anticipated reads of the year, and so is this next book. So I thought, you know what, instead of finishing this very short video, editing it, then starting a new video, why not just make it into a full vlog, because I was gonna make a spoiler video of this book anyway, and that is, yep, Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm so excited for this book, and it's very short, which scares me. Oh, and I got this beautiful edition. By the way, I got this from Tesco's for all the UK people. Look at that. I don't know if all the editions come like this, but that's actually absolutely beautiful. And as you guys know, purple is my favourite colour, so I love it. And yeah, so I'm also going to be reading this. I don't know if I'm going to start it today or if I'm just going to be like I've got sort of like a mini headache, and not only did I read this book, I also then went to read a short story because I wanted something fluffy after this monstrosity that this roller coaster put me on. So I read The Full Risk by Abby Jimenez. 4.5 stars, by the way. I loved that short story. It literally had 10 chapters, but I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh my god, it was so funny. I highlighted that so much, like literally probably every single page was highlighted. I loved it. And this, I didn't highlight much of this book for a simple reason of, I don't know why, but unless I'm annotating a book, even then though, if I get too like into the book, I completely forget to annotate it. I completely forget to highlight quotes or annotate it. If I set into the book of, oh, I wanted to annotate this book, I want to like tab the book or even just highlight quotes, I'll completely forget to do any of that if I get way too into the book. And I got way too into this book to highlight it, annotate it, even to update you guys, as you clearly saw, because I just got way too into it. This book is a 5 stars. I loved it so much. So we went from a 4.75 to a 4.5 to a 5 stars. Just put that. It's complete. Now we just have to wait 2 years for the next one. And now I'll be starting Sunrise on the Reaping, which I'm very excited. This is Haymitch's game. If you don't know, Hunger Games is one of my favourite series ever. Along with Hunger Games, the City of Bones, Shadowhunter series, sorry, not Hunger Games, Harry Potter, City of Bones, Shadowhunter series, and Hunger Games are all up there as my favourite series of all time. I love Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I know some people didn't like it. I personally loved it. I didn't even feel like it was that long. This is very short compared to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes though. This literally feels like it fits right in with the Hunger Games books because they're very short. But yeah, what even are the Hunger Games books? Oh, there they are. So yeah, I don't have a hardback version of my Hunger Games books, but I do want to get a hardback version at some point so I can annotate that version. I will be annotating this, I'm pretty sure. I did annotate the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I haven't annotated the Hunger Games series for the reason of I've got them in paperback and I like to annotate hardbacks. But actually, let's see, I think I did. Oh no, I'm completely incorrect. I did annotate my paperback. I don't usually annotate paperbacks, so the fact that this is fully annotated means that I really love the series. But as you can see, they're beaten up. I don't know if you can see like the fact that it's beaten up. So I will be getting hardback versions of these books so I can re-annotate them, because these are beaten and battered right about now. I don't know where on my shelf this is going to fit. I'm going to have to take some things off maybe, because yeah, but I'm very excited for this. I feel like I'm flying through books lately. And on the 1st of April comes out Abby Jimenez's new book, which is Say You'll Remember Me. It's currently the 29th of March, so that book comes out literally in a couple of days. I don't know if I might even, I don't think I'm gonna take like a day to read this book. So I think I'll still be reading this book by the time that Say You Remember Me comes out. Now, whether I buy that book straight away is the question, but I might even include that book in this vlog because it's also one of my most anticipated reads of the year. Literally, the 3 most anticipated reads of the year were ONYX Storm, this book, Sunrise on the Reaping, and Say You'll Remember Me. That's my most anticipated books. And that's coming out soon as well. So I might include that in this vlog and just make this a big reading my anticipated reads of the year vlog. I know there's others coming out, but I'm not as anticipated for them as I am these three that I've mentioned. And I know Jessica Hastings is coming out with a new book called the Something of Will, so I'm excited to read that as well. But yeah, I'm very boiling hot, so let's get started with this. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to start tonight because like I said, I've got a headache, and if I finish a book I just need some space to process that book. Usually I can't just read a book and jump into another for some reason, because it puts me in a bit of a slump. If I read too many books in one day, it puts me in a slump, which is why I've never done a 24-hour reading challenge, because I feel like if I do that I'll be in a slump for the rest of the month. And also I don't need time to process the last book, and I want to do this book. It's just justice. I don't want to read ONYX Storm and then go straight into this book and then not love this book because I've just finished reading a very big whirlwind romance. So I don't know if I'm going to start it today or if I'm just going to watch a couple of YouTube videos today and then start it tomorrow, because I've got all day tomorrow and the rest of the week to read this book, and then yeah, we'll see what happens from then. But I'll make my mind up today. It's still fairly early. I honestly don't know what the time is. It's currently like 4 o'clock, so it's not that early, but I don't know. I've just been binging ONYX Storm reading vlogs currently. Why do I say it like that? ONYX Storm? ONYX? Wait, is it ONYX or ONYX? What? ONYX or I don't know. I've just been binging those reading vlogs. I've watched Larry's, I watched her reading vlog, I watched her Ending Explained, I watched Mariana's, and I'm currently now watching Destiny's. But I watched Larry's ages ago because she did an unspoiler one, but I might have to go rewatch that video now that I've read the book, because I think she included a spoiler section, so I want to react to that. But yeah, this has turned into like a 2-book, possibly 3-book reading vlog. I hope you enjoy, and this is also going to be fully unspoiler like I said, so if you have not read this book, come back to this part of the vlog when you do. Bye! Stop. You're telling me that Haymitch's birthday is Reaping Day? As in the Hunger Games, when Haymitch meets Katniss and Peter for the first time, that's his birthday? I'm literally on page 1 of this book and I'm already like absolutely gagged. What? This book has like 27 chapters. I hope the chapters go by quick. It's only got like, it doesn't have many pages to be honest though. It's only got like over 300 pages, like just around 400. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting it now. Wish me luck. We've had 2 like instances of like finding someone in the book. So just now it was also Mellark, a big lug of a guy whose folks own the bakery. So that's like Peter Mellark's, maybe, I don't know, cousin? I don't know. And he's friends with, honestly I forgot his name, but it's a guy and his second name is Everdeen. So he was friends with somebody in Katniss's family. I don't know why that was never well, I obviously know why that was never brought up. This book wasn't written when Hunger Games came out. So yeah, but Haymitch in this book was friends with someone in Katniss's family. So I'm loving these little Easter eggs of finding like someone in Peter's family and someone in Katniss's family. It's like, I love it. I'm loving it. I'm only in chapter 2 though. Plutarch's in this book. I'm assuming it's Plutarch Heavensby from the Hunger Games, like actually him. I don't think it's like someone he's named after. I think it's actually him. I think. But yeah, Plutarch's in this book. He just saved Lenore Dove, which honestly isn't that a company name in England? Like Lenore Dove, the shampoo. I don't know if it's called Lenore Dove, but I know it's called Dove. I don't know, but yeah, we just met Plutarch. The goodbyes in the Hunger Games books always get to me most. Obviously, except for the Songbirds of Birds and Snakes, because that wasn't really sad when she got raped, but oh my god, it's because it's just, this is so similar to the Hunger Games reaping with her sister, her younger sister, and her mum. I can't. I'm sorry, but Maisley's that bitch. Maisley, oh my god. I know she's supposed to be like really mean. I kind of love her though. She said, where is it? Um, wouldn't something close to the ground be safer for a person your age? She's talking about like her high heels. And then she full on slaps the Drusilla. Queen stuff. I love her. I love her so much. She's a queen right there. Yeah, that's queen. Love her. I think we've just had the mention of the Mockingjay pin. Like, the foreshadowing in this book is crazy. It says, Lenore Dove told me that on their 13th birthday, he gave them pure gold pins that had belonged to his mother. They'd been fashioned by Tam Amber over 30 years ago. I never saw them again. But Marley's featured a hummingbird and Maisley's a mockingjay. Birds being one of the Covey's great loves. Apparently, Marley wore hers all of 5 minutes before she lost it down a well. Maisley threw a fit over hers, saying a mockingjay was an ugly old thing, and why wouldn't Tam Amber melt it down and make her something pretty like a butterfly? When he declined, she stuffed the pin in the back of the drawer and never wore it again. Is that the pin? And then it says, Lenore Dove saw red when she heard about the twins, feeling they neither appreciated nor deserved Tam Amber's craftsmanship, and for a time she spoke about breaking into the Donners and stealing that Mockingjay pin back. Is that Katniss's pin? Like, the Easter eggs in this book are crazy. It's also this where Maisley is complaining about the bedroom. She says it smells like cooked cabbage, and then one of the peacekeepers turns around and says, in the old days we used to put you in cattle cars. And they've mentioned Lucy Gray as well. It's not really a foreshadowing if this happened in the past, but it's like an Easter egg. Where is it? Somewhere here. Yeah, because they don't have any mentors at this point because no one's won the games. Because obviously Lucy Gray won the games, but she ran away. And they've like deleted everything from that. And it says, in 50 years, we've only had one victor, and that was a long time ago. A girl who no one seems to know anything about. Back then, barely anyone in 12 had a television, so the games were mostly hearsay. I've never seen her in the clips of the old shows, but then those early efforts are rarely featured, as they are said to be badly filmed and lacking in spectacle. My parents weren't born yet, and even Mama couldn't tell me much about the girl. I brought our Victor up with Lenore Dove, who is part of the Covey as well, or her family's part of the Covey, a few times, but she never wanted to discuss her. So, does Lenore know something? It literally has never sat right with me that we don't know what happened to Lucy Gray. So, I'm sorry, does Lenore know something? Yeah, but I've just I was like taken back by the pin thing. So, like, oh my god, the Easter eggs in this book are crazy. We've just met Iris. She's the one that went crazy in the Hunger Games, I think, in the TikTok scene where they found out that it was a clock. We've just met her. She was Haymitch's mentor. She is Haymitch's mentor. I'm just like Father God said, these Easter eggs like driving me mad. I love this book so much. I'm loving this book so far, if you can't tell. I'm loving all the Easter eggs. yeah. I've been annotating it, as you can tell, so yeah, I'm loving this book. I'm still obsessed by this, like, version that I got. But yeah, wow, did not expect to see her in this book. Not only that, we've got Mags. Oh my god. If if Finnick could, like, see her now. Mags! I love that we get to see more of her story and Luella's story. Because I feel like in Catching Fire, those were one of the two most saddest deaths. It was her and Luella, not Luella, her and Wyris, and I love how we get to see their, not story, but we get to see them, like, more in this book. We get to see more of them, because I feel like loads of people wanted more of them. I'm gonna probably only read till chapter 10. Currently on chapter 7, but the chapters are quite long in this book. Like, I'm on chapter 7 and I'm only that far. Chapter 10's here, and this is like 27 chapters. But yeah, I'm loving the book so far. Enthralling. Luella's already died, which upset me, because I really was, like, starting to like Luella. I was like, oh my god, I love her. I can't wait. I'm happy that they're allies. But yeah, she died. That's upsetting. But I also really like Maisley. I really like her. She's, like, fierce, and I like that she, like, fought back, and she's, like, she seems like a fighter, and I hope that her and Haymitch become close in the arena and actually become allies. But yeah, I love it. You've gotta be actually kidding me. They're all here. BT's here, coaching his child. Oh my god, I love this book. I love how we're getting the backstories of everyone. So, Ampert, obviously, is making a group to go against the couriers, sort of. And his dad is BT. And it says here, after making a lap around the crowded booths, sure enough, I find one, like a booth, like Appert said to go and meet his dad at the booth. It says, a small man with black hair, his back to me, leans against a counter that holds a lone potato. No takers for his skill. I fiddle with the strip of bandage at the neighbouring first aid booth while I examine him. As he returns, I note the pair of steel-rimmed glasses. While he bears a strong resemblance to Ampert, this is not why he looks familiar. It's BT, a victor from District 3. A cold dread washes over me as the puzzle pieces come together. Ampert is neither a lunatic nor a liar. His father has accompanied him to the capital because he's a victor, and therefore a mentor assigned to coach his own child to his death in the 50th Hunger Games. And the saddest part about it is that you learn that literally everybody dies. Technically, Maisley, who I love, dies, Wyatt dies, and Ampert dies. Because Haymitch wins the games, and there can only be one winner. It's just the fact that I'm getting attached to these characters that I know are going to die at some point in this book, because Haymitch is the one that wins the games, and you already know that. Oh my god. And BT's, like, running one of the booths. Everybody from Catching Fire is here. Mags, BT, Wyris, they're all here. Love it. Oh my god. The foreshadowing, the Easter eggs. Basically, I'm on the part where Haymitch is having, like, a meeting with the president, and he's, like, throwing up blood, because obviously we know that he poisons people, but he also puts it in his glass so that they don't suspect, and he drinks it as well, so they don't suspect. And obviously Plutarch is there, which I love him, and Plutarch says, the president asks for bread, and Plutarch says, "Are you sure, Mr. President? Sometimes with stomach illnesses, it's best to." And then he says, "It's not an illness, it's food poisoning, a batch of bad oysters. But I fared far better than Inquitus Lumi." Sounds like a name out of Harry Potter, just saying that. And then Plutarch goes, "The parade master?" And then President Snow goes, "Was he?" Because the parade master who was the one who was at the end responsible for the horses like running away and not being well trained and like ruining the whole parade. And he said, "I fared better than Incrus Lumu," so I'm guessing that he poisoned the parade master for not having the horses well trained. And then he's like, was he the parade master? Was he? Yeah. You don't act like we don't know what you're doing. Ooh. Well, he gets taken out, so it's fine. After reading Ballad of Songs, Birds and Snakes, this is so, like, startling. Because the President Snow knows who Lenore is. He knows that she's part of the Covey, because he used to be, basically, not in the Covey, but he used to live there. He knows about the Covey, because he was just trying to guess the last name. Oh my god. And then he just said, and then Hamish goes, "Her last name is Dove," and then he goes, "Dove, I have always heard dove colour, though it's a bit of a cheat. But who can resist when you get both the colour and the bird, and we both know how they feel about their birds." We both know how they feel about their birds. Yep. He's bitter. He said, "Do you know much about doves, Hamish? They're peaceful. If they are, they're outliers. All the birds I've encountered are vicious. A dribble of blood, spittle leaks from Snow's mouth. But I know a thing or two about your dove." "Like what?" Like she's delightful to look at, swishes around in bright colours, and sings like a mockingjay. You love her, and oh, how she seems to love you, except sometimes you wonder because her plans don't include you at all." He's so bitter. Oh my god. Alright guys, so my camera died, so yeah, I had to charge it, and I've literally just been reading this whole time. I took a short break to like go eat something, but other than that, I've been reading. If I can just set my camera down. Okay. Other than that, I've been reading. I'm on chapter 15 now. They're literally about to enter the games. What's happened? Plutarch has revealed himself to like be on their side. And it's crazy because as we know, Susan Collins wrote The Hunger Games based on like real world events and like scrolling through news and like the tragedy and like about governments. And I just like, she put something in that literally speaks to like real world stuff that's happening in now. For example, Plutarch is talking about like how he's gonna edit the promotions that they just did, and then he says he sighs when he mentions the tools that were abolished and incapacitated in the past, once deemed fated to destroy humanity because of their ability to replicate any scenario using any person, and in mere seconds he snaps his fingers to emphasize their speed. I guess it was the right thing to do, given our natures. We almost wiped out ourselves even without them, so you can imagine, but oh, the possibilities. And then that's when Hamish says, "Yeah, it's amazing we're here at all, given our natures." Um, but yeah, I actually, because I'm assuming she's talking about AI and how like AI is a big thing. Everybody's really scared of it. So I'm assuming that's what she's on about. And I was like, it's amazing how she's like can put real world scenarios into this book. And yeah, that's just really amazing. What else? I don't think there's much left to update. Other than that, I do not like the careers in this book feel way more next level than the careers in Catching Fire for some reason. Like, Jesus Christ. And this book's actually quite funny. Yeah, I've like bookmarked some funny moments. I ran out of tabs, so I'm gonna have to tab it later. I've bookmarked and highlighted some funny moments in this book. I'm really excited for the going into the games. There's like a plot that Beta came up with to like destroy the games, which like makes sense as to why I think Beatty was in on it in Catching Fire, to just destroy the games in Catching Fire because he was with the rebels, and it makes sense because he tried to do the same thing in this book a couple of years ago, except obviously something must have gone wrong because obviously that didn't happen because we had Hunger Games, and obviously Plutarch never got found out for being with the rebels, so something must have happened. But Haymitch has known since he was 16 that Plutarch is in with the rebels, so Haymitch has known since then, because Plutarch literally just sort of like gave that information up. So yeah, I'm on chapter 50. This has 27 chapters. I honestly don't know, but there's a very real possibility that I could finish this book today and finish this book in one day, which I haven't done for a very, very long time. It's just this book's very addictive. I haven't been able to put it down for the simple reason of I can't. After every single chapter, I'm like, okay, I need another one. I was planning on only going to chapter 10 today, like I said in the video. I'm gonna probably only go to chapter 10, but then I got to chapter 10 I was like, okay, no, I need to keep reading because I need to find out like what the fuck is gonna happen. And yeah, so I don't know if that's gonna happen to chapter 20 when I get another 10 chapters in. I don't know when I'm gonna stop, to be honest, but I am starting to get a little bit of a headache, but we'll see when I'll naturally stop. But probably not now because I'm literally about to go into the game, so I'm getting to the best part of the Hunger Games, which is the actual games. So I'm excited. Oh, and Effie is here. We're literally getting everybody. I love the Easter eggs in this book. There's way more Easter eggs in this book than there was in What am I saying? Ballad of a Songbird. We've got Effie. We've got Plutarch. We've got Effie, Plutarch, Mags, Wirus, Beady. We've got everybody. Everybody. We're seeing the history of everybody. I love it. We've got also someone from Katniss's family. We don't really get to see him much. He's just Haymitch's friend that we see in the start of the book, and that's really it. But the Everdeens are mentioned in this book as being not rich, but they're well off because they're hunters, and like hunters are like sort of well off in the district because they sell food, so they've got money. So it's mentioned that the Everdeens are hunters, so they're fairly well off. But yeah, I'm loving it right now. Loving it. Maisley is absolutely crazy. Drusilla goes, alright, you lot, trying to embarrass me as she's like leaving them to go to the arena, and then Maisley just says, as if you needed that help. I love her. I love her. It's so sad because you know she's gonna die. No. Let's quickly go over this book because it's 10 o'clock at night and I want to go to sleep. I finished this. Like not seeing obviously, but the fact that Haymitch literally got like this adds so much backstory to Haymitch. Like he literally got like why he drinks and everything. Obviously you knew he drank because of the PTSD from the games, but the fact that he literally has no one, he saw his whole family just die, is just. And then the fact that Lenore the love of his life. He's the reason that she died, not only because of what he did in the arena, but also because he gave her that poison thing to the mouth. Like, that would just haunt you for forever. And then the epilogue. I'm gonna read this part. The epilogue, when it says, I didn't realize this. You know how I've been saying that Burdock Evergreen, his friend, is part of the Evergreen family. He's like 16, so I didn't latch onto the fact that that could be Katniss's dad. I only realized now, and I was absolutely fucking gobsmacked. I don't know if anybody was as fucking dumb as me, but I didn't realize it was her dad. I just thought it was one of the Evergreens from her family, like a while ago, maybe like a cousin or something. But it says here, in the epilogue, I first saw the girl at the Hob when she was just a baby. Burdock was so proud of her. He totted her around everywhere. After he died in that mine explosion, that's when I was like, wait. She started coming alone, trading the odd squirrel or rabbit, tough and smart, her hair in 2 braids. Then, reminding me for all the world of Luella McFoy, my sweetheart of old, and after she volunteered for the that nickname couldn't help but slip out. And the fact that he calls her sweetheart, like, in all of the movies, and, like, in the books, like, I will never look at that the same way. I'll never look at the movies and the books the same way now, hearing him call her sweetheart, and it's not just like a quippy, funny thing that he does of him just being a dick. He's doing it because she reminds him of Luella, and that's why he does it. He's trying to be like quippy and stuff. And then he says, I didn't want to have anything to do with the memorial book after the war. What use, what point, to relive all the loss? But when Burdock's page came up, I had to mention him, showing me the grave. She told him, and I felt compelled to tell them about Maisley Donner, former owner of the Mockingjay pin, and how Sid loved the stars. Before I knew it, they all came tumbling out. Family, tributes, friends, comrades in arms, everybody, even my love. I finally told my story. I'm guessing that this is like after the war, because it says here, I fulfilled my promise about the reaping, or at least lent a hand, but she says I can't come to her yet, I have to look after my family. So this is after they've stopped the Hunger Games, the reaping. This is like when they're all just like living peacefully, and after the Hunger Games, he tells Peter and her about his life, about his Hunger Games. Like, there's many things you've missed because I haven't been updating because I've just been so into the story. This is a thing with me and reading vlogs. I get too into the story and then I just stop updating. Oh, and then Lenore Dove gets, like, buried next to Lucy Gray. I literally can't. What's this? I can't. It's just sad. I can't do this. Like, I feel like I cried or was close to tears multiple times in this book, especially when he got home and, like, literally he just got home and found his family all burning to death, and the fact that his mum and his brother were found, like, hugging each other, and obviously all the deaths in the thing, Maisley and Luella. But that one really got to me, and then Lenore as well. Lenore's and his mum and brother really got to me. Mainly his brother. It's just like, wow. And the fact that you see his decline into, like, obviously he's got, like, a problem with alcohol, you obviously know that, but you see how he got there, you see his decline. You always knew, but you see how it happened. And the last part where it says, I'm not sure I'll be here in the old there before much longer. My liver's wrecked and I only dry out when the train's late. I drink differently these days, though, less to forget, more out of habit. When my time comes, it comes, but I've got no idea when that will be. I know one thing, though, the capital can never take Lenore Duff from me again. They never really did in the first place. Nothing you can take from me was ever worth keeping, and she is the most precious thing I've ever earned. Precious thing I've ever known. When I tell her that, she always says, I love you like all fire. And I reply, I love you like all fire too. I can't. And it's the fact that he knows about Lucy Gray, sort of. He can, like, guess. He's probably one of the only people who knows about Lucy Gray, except for, like, the Cubbies. But he knows about her, because they showed her Snow sort of taunted him with the footage from the first game of Lucy Gray, which was basically nearly all destroyed. But obviously, they have some, and he taunted her with it, basically. Taunted him with it, basically. Taunted him with it, basically. Basically saying, like, yeah, and then just before Snow came on screen, he turned it off. I just hate him. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll give you a full recap tomorrow. As of right now, it's a 5 stars for me. I'll give a full recap tomorrow. Today's the 31st, so I'm pretty sure I finished this. I started this on the 30th, finished it on the 31st, took me like 2 days to read. Yeah, I'll give a full review, full recap tomorrow when I'm more awake. And I'll give you my official rating for the book. But I loved it so much. It's gonna have to be a 5 stars. I don't think it's gonna change. I love the series. Okay, bye. So, I hope the camera isn't wonky, but let's finally talk about this book. I don't know what to say. I feel like I've said everything I needed to say yesterday night. Let me just pick that up. I still need to go back and like sticky tab this because, like I said, I've run out of sticky tabs, which was unfortunate. But I love this book so much. I love getting Haymitch's story, and I loved the whole story arc. Now, the rating, I honestly don't know what I'd rate this. I'm honestly right now in between a 4.75 and a 5 star, because I really love this book. But I don't know, I'm looking at the other books that I've like rated 5 stars. Well, to be honest, these are my 6 stories. So you know what? Yeah, I'm rating this 5 stars. I love this book. It's not like on the level of Harry Potter or the Mortal Instruments series or ACOTAR, but those are like 6-star god tier reads. I don't think this is near god tier, but it's definitely 5 stars. Like, it definitely holds up with the rest of the Hunger Games series. Like, definitely. I definitely see like this being next to the Hunger Games series. And I love the Hunger Games series. Like I said, the Hunger Games series isn't exactly god tier, but it's still a 5-star series. Like, here is all my god tier books, and then right here is Hunger Games. Like, it's really close. But yeah, it definitely holds up, and the rest of the series, they're literally a 5-star series. I love the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It definitely holds up with that as well. I loved it so much. It's currently April 1st. Say You Swear comes out today. I didn't pre-order it though, so I do need to order it. But I honestly don't know when the time is going to come for me to read that book. I really want to, but I honestly don't. I don't know when I'm going to get it. I don't know when I'm going to order it. I've got so many books to read on my TBR. But I finished this book. I think I'm going to end the vlog off here. In terms of reading Say You Swear, I'll probably post another reading vlog reading that. But since I don't know when I'm going to get that, and I don't want to like prolong this vlog anymore, because ONYX Storm came out months ago. I haven't read it like for months because I was doing my reread of Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, which took a while. I don't want to prolong this vlog any more weeks because I just want to get my ONYX Storm reading vlog on air. So I am going to end the vlog off here, and you'll probably get another Say You Swear vlog. Say You Swear. Have I been calling it that this whole time? Another Say You Remember Me vlog sometime soon. This video is not finished. Not yet. Why is my camera always on low battery? Anyway. I got it. I didn't think I'd be able to get it, but I did. I got it. I actually filmed an outro to this video. This video is fully edited up until the point where I finished Sunrise on the Reaping. Filmed an outro and everything. It's fully edited, ready to go. has a thumbnail. And then I got this like 2 days ago, and I decided I wanted to include it in this video after all. Yeah. I'm gonna go in, I've read the back, but I want to go in like totally blind. And like I said, my camera's on low battery again, which is really annoying. I haven't even been filming that much, and it's just on low battery. I want to find out how many chapters it says. This is like, it's, the book's, I wouldn't say it's long, but I don't know. Oh, and then I thought, oh, the situation soup. Okay. I think I've already read that. I've already read that short. It's got 353 pages. And how many chapters? I don't know why, but I'm a girl that needs to know how many chapters the thing has. 46 chapters. Dang. I really hope that the chapters are short then. Well, it's got 46 chapters and the book's fairly average sized. So I'm assuming the chapters, you know, are small. But also the writing is actually quite small as well. Like, look at that. I don't know if it's going to focus. That's quite small. So maybe the reason why it's got so many chapters is because it's quite small writing. I also really hope it's because it's got short chapters, because I want to take my time with this book, but at the same time, I just counted in chapter 1, there's like not many pages, so it doesn't take that long, I don't think. I don't know. I really want to get started on this book. I'm not going to have much to say, because like I said, I'm starting it now. So I'm going to put my camera on charge, read a bit, and then update when I've got some thoughts. Hopefully then my camera won't be dying on me 24/7. Okay, see you in a bit. And if you can tell, I just finished showering. That's why I have this on my head. Guys, I'm back home. I don't know when's the last time I read this. I'm on chapter 20 now. It's currently 8 o'clock. 14th of April. It's just so sad. We've had like more romantic moments where he came over, but like we've had more romantic moments, but the main like point is like the things going on with her mum. It's just so sad. And yeah, I can't remember if I made this spoiler or non-spoiler, so I don't know what I can say, but I'm gonna put a spoiler warning. If this is a spoiler video, I can't remember. Basically, I just got to the part where her mum had that freak out, and it was like this part, I don't know why, but it's this specific line that just made me cry. It says, I heard a sniffle and I glanced over. Mum had started crying. I dipped my head. Hey, what's wrong? I want Dan, she said pitifully, which is her dad. Just like imagining that scene, like imagine them like all sit in the kitchen sitting eating breakfast, and then she hears a noise and she looks up and her mum's just there like crying like a little child. Not a little child as in like a rude way, but you know how a child cries, like crying a little bit and sniffling and stuff. Like imagining her mum crying like that and being like, what's wrong? It's like, I want Dan. I was like, oh, stop. Her mum is just like, and then her mum having that freak out. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. I feel like it's like one of the worst things that can happen, and like having like people forget you and stuff. And there's a specific quote that I just highlighted, which I thought was amazing. It says, there is nothing more beautiful than being a witness to someone's life, to know them inside and out, and be with them through everything. Share the same memories. Memories are everything. I want that. A witness to your life? Yeah, I want someone who knows everything there is to know about me, and I want to know everything about them. I want to be able to say one out of context comment to someone, and they get what it means, and they laugh, and it's just some stupid joke from 11 years ago that means nothing to anyone else. And I'm like, and then this quote that says, you can't fake that kind of thing, she said softly. It's the result of a parallel of a parallel life, a shared collection of experiences, like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger as it goes, and then you get to a point where you're so far in, you can never replace that person, not really. No one else can ever be the same kind of witness because you've lived through so much. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's true, the fact that, for example, we'll get into a relationship, that person's like one of the only persons that shares that same experience. Like, you'll have to start over again with somebody else. Like, if it comes to that, it has to be like a complete start over because they weren't there for the same experiences. And it must be like so debilitating if you've been with someone for so long and something happens and like you break up, whatever, that you have to start over, and all those experiences you shared in the past, all those like funny memories and funny jokes, they obviously won't get it because they didn't go through it with you, and it just sucks. But yeah, I don't have much to say except this is really sad. But I'm loving the romance. During the romance bits, I'm loving it. But I do get why people say that they think that they didn't really like the book because they think it's more traumatic rather than romantic. I will say I'm not even like halfway. I'm 157 pages in. I'm on chapter 20, and I will say that I think that this is one of Abby Jimenez's book. Of that I read so far, I've only read Part of Your World and Just for the Summer. This is one of the books that I feel like there's less romance and more of the fiction element. You know how I said that I feel like her books are like 50% fiction, 50% romance, and I like that nice good level because you get like a good thing of both. You feel like the characters have their own lives. I feel like this book has like a lot more fiction aspects than it has romance at the moment because you've only seen like they've only kissed like recently. The first kiss only happened recently, and with this far into the book, and they're back to like, yeah. So I feel like this one has a lot more fiction. It's I wouldn't say it's not a romance, but I'm saying it's got more fiction than romance. So it's not 50% fiction, 50% romance like the other ones. I feel like this one is also a bit more, not a slow burner because, like I said, they've kissed like this far in. But I'm saying for Abby Jimenez, it is kind of a slow burner because all the rest of the books I feel like go by a bit faster and they're a bit more romantic than this. But right now, it's just, I don't know if she's been through this with someone or something, but it feels like it's genuinely just going over what's going on with her mum mainly, and the trauma with that and the experience that she's having with that. And I will say that if people were going into this book expecting a very cute romance and mainly just romance and like a palate cleanser, I will say I can see how they'd be a bit disappointed because right now it is very sad. There's been a lot of sad moments. It is romantic as well. When the romance is happening, it's good, but you learn a lot about her family life. And I'm not saying, I feel like for most of the book, you're following her family life. I mean, you follow the romance too. I have a bunch of like pink romance tabs. So there's been loads of like romantic moments, but you only really have like the date at the start, and then him coming to California for like the weekend, and that's really it. The rest of the book has been following her mum's backstory and her moving back to California to take care of her mum, and also her siblings. I love Tristan, by the way, but just meeting her siblings as well, and going over her relationship with her siblings, especially Tristan. But that's like what it's mainly been. Like, we've had moments with them, obviously. We've had moments with their date, which like took a couple of chapters, and their meeting, and obviously him going up to California to see her. But it's also just like a big part of this book is following her mum's story and her story. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for like a book that's more romance than fiction and you just want a good easy breezy palate cleanser type books like her other ones, I don't know if this might be for you, because it is also a big part of the story is following the fiction aspect. It is following her mum, like her mum's Alzheimer's and everything, and dementia. I don't know if it's Alzheimer's or dementia, but I think it is dementia. So yeah, sorry if I've been saying Alzheimer's. I think it's dementia, but it is part of the book. A big part of the book is following that, as well as a romance, but I'm just saying that there's a big part of the book that's following that. I personally don't mind it. I feel like it adds to the story. I, in fact, love books like this where it's like mainly fiction with a little subplot of romance. I love books with a subplot of romance, like romantasy. I love like fantasy books with like high fantasy books with that there's like a whole big plot line and a whole war going on, but then it's got a subplot of romance. For example, the Akatar series. I love that. I love like fiction books with a good subplot of romance, and the romance is good, but it's also like I don't want the fiction to take up the whole story, but I also don't want the romance to take up the whole story. And like I like it when it's like 50-50, or sometimes a bit more fiction than romance. But yeah, I feel like for me, there's a good quality of both. For me, I think like there's an equal amount. I don't mind this, but for some people, if you like more romance in your books than you do like character backstory and like fiction, or if you're just looking for this type of book, this is like a bit more one of the serious ones, and there are more serious topics in this one. I feel, especially in his side as well. There's more serious topics to do with his family backstory as well, because again, this is gonna be a spoiler, so I'll put it on screen. So warning, but his parents were like abusive, and he's mentioned that before. We haven't gone into too much detail about it, but there has been like abuse towards him that's been talked about. There's also been animal abuse that's been talked about, of like his dad like drowning puppies, which is like really messed up. And obviously there's everything with her mum. So this book, compared to her other books that I've read at least, and her other books that I know what the topic's about, for example yours truly, I know, I actually don't know what the topic, I know it involves one of the main characters having anxiety, but out of the books that I've read, Part of Your World and Just for the Summer, this is the book, it has a bit more serious topics in it, and it's like quite a sad book, and I've seen people do reading vlogs on this, and it apparently gets a bit sadder towards the end, so if you're looking for a fun time, like a fun romance time, and just like a cute romance and everything like that, then I would recommend reading this, because this does have its sad moments. But yeah, I'm on chapter 20, but yeah, we'll see. I just feel bad for the mum, and whenever like we're because it's weird when we're in a scene with them two, like a romance scene, when they're in the scene together, I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute, I love it, like, and it's also funny, because there's some funny quotes in this book is funny. I love how Abby Jimenez is able to put, like, everything that, like, life, like, into books. This book isn't just fully sad, the book isn't just fully romantic, but it also isn't just fully funny. Like, it's got everything. It's got sad moments, it's got funny moments, it's got romantic moments that I love, and I love how it's got like every little piece of emotion. It brings it out in this book. Like, it takes you on a whole emotional roller coaster. You've got sad, happy, so yeah. But yeah, every time I'm in the perspective of Samantha and we're dealing with something with her mum, it just makes me so sad, and those scenes are like, oh no. But then whenever we're in a perspective of when she's with Xavier, I'm like, this is so cute, love it, loving this book. We're currently now in a perspective where she's not with Xavier, he's gone, so we're like seeing her going back to dealing with the situation with the mum and how she's dealing with that, and very sad. But it's very easy to read. It's got short chapters. The chapters go by really quickly. It's very easy to read. And when you're in the story, you really get into it. So, yeah. I'm liking it so far. Give me a minute, because I was literally just sleeping. I don't know why, but every time I watch one of Destiny's vlogs, like I just watched her newest, it gives me like the I just lost my page. It gives me like the urge to read so badly. Like, I'm not even joking. It gives me such an urge to just read. So I literally fell asleep watching one of her vlogs, and I've just finished it now, and I'm back reading, so you remember me. And I just had to read this because I'm telling you, my jaw dropped when I read this. I don't know why. Why does my face look like that? I think it's because I was sleeping on it. But my jaw dropped when I read this. Listen. There was a tiny glimmer of a chance, and I felt instant peace. The gnawing discontent of the last 2 months was finally quiet, and all I could think in this moment of relief was that I was kissing my wife. Excuse me? And I said, I couldn't tell you how I knew this. A pristine realization on the dim porch in the middle of the night. The scent of her perfume bringing up memories of a beach under the moon. The sound of crashing waves. A kitten with fur that smelled like her. A shitty hotel room or a UFO that was the only place in the world I wanted to be. Simply because she was in it. I had friends on their wedding day who still weren't totally sure. And I was sure. Even this early on, I didn't need more information. I didn't need more time. I just knew. And now that I did, the panic was back. Because even though she was kissing me, she still might not ever let me see her again. If she sent me away, I was going to be condemned to think about her for the rest of my life. This was what they meant when they talked about the one who got away. She's the woman you never stop remembering, the one who haunts you, the one who stays at the front of your mind even when decades pass. And I had to figure out how to make this work. I had to. I didn't have any choice. I love them. I love this. I'm on chapter 22, by the way. I really hope I can finish it today. I don't know if I'm going to finish it today. It's already, like, kind of late. It's 4 o'clock. And I have got work tomorrow, so I can't stay up late reading, unfortunately. So, but hopefully I can read. I'm actually a slow reader. When I was young, I was a really, like, fast reader. Like, I used to, like, read books so quickly. But since I've gotten older, I've just become more and more of a slow reader. Mainly because of work, having to like start working, and then university also, because obviously there's more workload and assignments, and I'm still doing assignments, so that's also another reason why I'm still quite of a slow reader, because I'm still doing assignments. I'm like working on my dissertation, which is 10,000 words that I have to write, and I have to hand that in like by next week, 24th of April. So, yeah, I haven't had much time for reading because I've just been stressing about that and my assignments. And on top of having to do my assignments and write this, like, 10,000 word essay, I'm also working part-time. So, yeah. I haven't had much time for reading. But hopefully, like, this summer is going to be, like, the summer where I'm going to get back into the full swing of reading. Because when I was young, I never used to have, like, a long TBR. I didn't have a TBR. As in, I'd pick up a book, read it, go into the next book, and I never had, like, a TBR. I'd just buy a book after I'd finished the one I was reading. But now, I've got a long list of TBRs because I'm reading books slower and buying them faster. So, yeah. But hopefully, like, this summer, when I no longer have my assignments, or not even this summer, just from the start of next week when all my assignments are supposed to be handed in, which means I hand them in and then pray that I did good, basically. But at least that would mean that I literally don't have to write any assignments ever again, and I can literally go into the full swing of reading, and the only thing that I'll have to do with my days is work. But other than that, I've got no other responsibilities, which is nice. My, like, schooling will be fully over. I'll have no other responsibilities except for work. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. Wow. Oh my god, I just read the next sentence. 3 hours later, we were lying naked in her bed. Okay. His parents suck. His mum sucks. I just had an angry, emotional outburst, and I had to create a whole new tab for what happened in this scene. I put down a purple tab for mad moments. I didn't think I'd need it, but I put one down because I'm so pissed. Basically, if you don't want to hear this, it's a spoiler, then skip. Basically, they were just leaving this store. And Xavier saw a dog in a car in California in 90-degree heat with the windows cracked, and the dog literally collapsed and was, like, dead, basically. So he had to break the window off the guy's car to get the dog in. and called the police, obviously, on the guy. He managed to, like, revive the dog, and the police was there by the time, and then the guy came out of the store being like, "What are you doing? You broke my window! You broke my window!" Not giving a crap about his dog at all. And the dog was fine in the end, because Xavier, like, did CPR. And then after, the police got back in the car, and this is the interaction that I want to read to you right now. "You need to take him to an emergency vet for fluids," I said to him as the police got back in their cruiser. He balled his ticket up and threw it. "Fuck you, I'm not spending a dime on him. I got a broken window and a ticket for a $5 dog. He can die." No, sorry, let me read that again. He balled up his ticket and threw it. "Fuck you, I'm not spending a dime on him. I got a broken window and a ticket for a $5 dog. He can die again for all I care." Excuse me? He can die? How the heck are you talking? It's a pug, by the way. If you don't know, I love pugs. They're like one of my favourite dogs. I think they're so cute. He's a pug. So cute. Tiny. And he's like, "I don't care. He can die again." Why the fuck did you get the dog then? Why did you get the dog if you're just going to treat it like crap and be like, "Oh, I don't care if he dies. He can die again." What? How much was the ticket again? It doesn't even say how much the ticket was. Yeah, it doesn't say how much the ticket was. But it doesn't even matter. No matter if the ticket was like £1,000 or £10 or dollars, whatever. How, like, why did you get the dog? Why did you even spend the $5 on the dog if you're gonna not care if he dies or not? Like, how can you not even treat your dog like that? Because when I read that he just left the dog in the car, I was like, okay, that's really bad and shitty or whatever. And then I got so much angrier by the way his reaction to it wasn't even like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I was ignorant, blah blah, I thought he'd be fine." No, he just doesn't give a crap. This is directly after that, by the way. "He looked like he was going to hit me. I stood slowly to face him." First of all, he looked like he was going to hit me. It should be Xavier hitting him. "I stood slowly to face him. I was a full 6 inches taller than him and 20 years younger too. I hadn't been in a fight since Dad, but if I was going to break the streak, I didn't mind doing it today. Samantha stepped in front of me. "You're not going to take him to the vet?" she said to the man. She pulled her phone out. "Say that again. Tell me how you locked your dog in a hot car on a 90-degree day. We had to break your window to save him. The cops gave you a citation for animal cruelty, and now you're refusing to take him to the vet for treatment? Tell me again." The man's face went ruddy. "Go ahead," she said. "Let's see what your employer thinks of this. Let's see what your employer thinks of this. I'm about to make you famous. Just to recap, you're a dog abuser. All these people filmed the whole thing. Your dog basically died, and my boyfriend just happened to be a veterinarian who saved him for you. And now you're not going to get your dog treatment." He looked at her and he looked at me. Then he glanced at the camera, and the onlookers still hovering and recording. He decided it wasn't worth it. "Fuck you." Then he stalked off to his car and left without getting his animal. So he didn't even get his dog. He literally left him with the dog. He didn't even get it. He left without his dog. When he was out of sight, Samantha put her phone down and turned to me, letting out a breath. "Is this how dogs end up in the witness protection program?" "This is exactly how dogs end up in the witness protection program," I muttered. "I've always wanted a pug. Well, today's your lucky day." And I'm so glad. And I'm so glad. I would have been happier if that scene also ended with a punch to his face. And an arrest, preferably the man's. What? What? I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that? I honestly don't know. I'm on the verge of tears right now. I can't. How can this book simultaneously make me laugh and cry at the same time? So, obviously the stuff with her grandma just happened. She ran up the stairs. I thought something like bad was going on. And it says here, it says, Do you want some Anvil, he asked. No, I took some in the middle of the night. I don't think it's been long enough. I froze. No, I breathed. What? A foggy, grief-riddled recollection had just drifted to the surface of my brain. A melatonin-soaked flashback. I looked up at him in horror. Oh, God. No, no, no. Then I bolted it out the front door and ran down the driveway back to my apartment. Please let it still be there. Please let this be some horrible fever dream that didn't actually happen. I burst into my studio and ran for my bed. On the nightstand next to the lava lamp was a single Advil PM and a single lone earbud. No, what happened? Xavier said from behind me. I turned slowly. I swallowed my earbud. I was literally like in the middle of crying from the last scene. I was like in the middle of crying from the last scene, and then I read that and I just burst out laughing. Because what the heck? Like that scene being in the middle of all this sadness. Oh my god. I can't with this book. I can't. I love Tristan. I love him. I hope we get like a Tristan book, because I would be very interested in like seeing a Tristan book. Love him. You've gotta be fucking shitting me. These two have the worst luck in history. He's at her apartment and she's at his. I love this doctor. Why am I so dark? I love this doctor. I don't know what his name is. Sorry about that. I love this doctor. I don't know what his name is. Like Hank. He was a doctor from his childhood. He's the reason why he wants to become a vet. Oh my god. The full circle moment. Oh my god. And what he said here. We've got left our memories. All I've got left are memories. You still have a chance to make them. I'll be disappointed if you don't. I'm on chapter 45. I've literally got this chapter and chapter 46 and probably an epilogue left. Oh my god. I think I'll record my reaction to like the last two chapters. Or like the last chapter. Let's go. This again because I was filming in slow motion capture and my camera died, so let's go for round 2. This book, I am struggling on a rating for this. The first time I filmed this clip I rated it at 4.75 stars. I'm just looking at all my 5-star reads right now. Magnolia Park, my 5-star romance reads, because I sort of have a different star rating for each genre, because fantasy is the genre that I read the most of. So I hold fantasy to a higher standing than I hold other genres, because I've read the most of fantasy books. So I've read a ton. I know the genres. I know what I like. I know what good writing is to me. But romance, I haven't read that much. But romance, I would say, is like my second most read genre next to fantasy, and even then it's like not by much. But yeah, I'm looking at all my 5-star romance reads, and that's like Magnolia Parks, Icebreaker, It Ends With Us. Magnolia Parks is more of like, I wouldn't say god tier actually, but it's more of like a 5-star read. I don't know if this holds up to that. I just don't know. So for right now, I think I'm going to keep it as a 4.75 star. And it's not because I didn't love this book. I absolutely loved this book. I thought this was humorous. I love how Abby Jimenez can literally put every single emotion into a book. She can make the book funny. She can make it sad. She can make it happy. She can make it romantic. She can make it everything that like life is. It isn't just a simple romance book. That's the thing. I will say this again for the 700th time that I like about Abby Jimenez. I usually don't like fluffy contemporary romance books because I feel like it's a bit boring compared to what I read in fantasy. There's a lot more high stakes to the romance, and also I feel like you get to know the characters individually. Like most of the times in a romance, you get to know the woman's quest, and then you also have like the male's quest and what he's doing. And sometimes you've got dual POV, which makes it more interesting. But sometimes in romance books, it literally just feels like the characters were made just for the romance. They were made literally just to fall in love with each other, and they've got like no solid background, no solid motivation other than the fact that they're there to fall in love in this book. What I love about Abby Jimenez's book is that she makes her characters not seem like that at all. She makes them seem like three-dimensional characters with actual like backstories and lives before they got together. Like, I could totally see Samantha as a full human being before she got with Xavier. I can picture what her life was like before she got with him, and the same thing with Xavier. I can picture what his life was like before she got with him, and then the fact that they get together and like fall in love and have their love story is like an added bonus to their like, is a part of the life that you get to see. But it's not the type of book where I'm reading it and I'm like, I have no backstory. Like, I'm looking at these characters individually and I don't have any sense of personality to where I'm like, I could totally see them standing up as an individual, if you get what I mean. But it's hard to explain. But I just feel like I like how the backstory she creates for her characters. Obviously, in this book, you had Samantha with her mum, dealing with her mum who had like who had medical problems. I don't want to like say it if it's a bit of a spoiler, I don't know. But who had medical problems, and we've also got Xavier dealing with his stuff with like running his own clinic and also coming to like facts with stuff that happened in his childhood to with his parents. And you've got all that, you've got a backstory that's individual to themselves, and they obviously share their backstory when they get together, which what makes their relationship so amazing and romantic. But at the same time, they've got a backstory. They stand on their own. They weren't made for the romance. They stand on their own as individuals. That's what I like about her books. Every single one of her books that I've read so far, just for the summer, Part of Your World, and now Say You Remember Me, is exactly like that. And I can guarantee that all her other books are probably the exact same. I don't know about her debut series, because I do know that people say that they like her most recent books more than her debut books, but they're also kind of popular, so I'm assuming it follows the same type of pattern, and her writing has only just gotten better. But I'm still very curious to see like her writing in the past, and I'm really excited to read Yours Truly as well, because people say that most of the time Yours Truly is everybody's favourite book out of the series. Because I know it deals with like anxiety as a representation, because like she always adds something extra to her books, which I really enjoy. It makes it feel like I'm not reading just any old romance book. It makes me feel like I'm reading something more, and I really do like it. It just personally didn't give me the 5-star feeling, but I did love it enough to rate it 4.75 stars and to definitely recommend it, and to probably reread it. I'm definitely going to reread Just for the Summer when I buy that in physical form, because I read it for the first time on Kindle, but I'm definitely going to reread that every single summer when I buy it physically. I'll probably change the rating to 5 stars on that book, because out of all of her books that I've read, Just for the Summer is one of my favourites. I love that book so much. That book like converted me into a contemporary romance girly, and her book just made me excited to read again. Finishing this has put me in such a reading mood, specifically for romances. Like, every time I pass out of this library and I look at my TBR cart, which is behind me, I literally look at all the romances and I'm like, I'm in the mood to read all of you. When usually I'm in the mood to read fantasies, to the point where there's actually not many fantasies on my TBR anymore. The only thing that's on my TBR is contemporary romances and fiction books, and that's it. Because whenever I go to read from my TBR, I always pick the fantasy book, because that's what I'm used to. So now it's filled with all my, not rejects, because I did buy the books because I am interested in reading them, but it's filled with all the books that I'll least likely pick up, because they're genres that I least likely read, which is romance and contemporary, or not contemporary, romance and fiction. So yeah, but it's put me in a very big romance mood. I'm walking past it, looking at all my romance books. I want to read all of them, and I really love the book. But I think that finally puts us at an end for this video. I didn't actually think I'd be reading this book in this video, but I did. I read Onyx Storm, Sunrise at the Reaping, and Say Remember Me, which is my 3 most anticipated reads for this year, actually. I don't think I have any more that's like anticipated like these books were anticipated, especially Sunrise at the Reaping. I love the Hunger Games series, and that was a 5 stars for me. But I don't think I've ever had a book, there's no other books that's releasing that as anticipated as these 3. There are books I want to read, but they're not anticipated as these were. These I needed in my hands immediately. And yeah, I'm glad I got to read them in this vlog for you, and I'm glad you guys got to come along. I don't know what the next video is going to hold, but I hope you stick around to see it, and I'll see you guys next time.